Welcome back to On to Football. This video is on the 2016 Schutt football equipment that's coming out for next year, or if you're watching this in 2016, that's coming out this coming season. So I've been doing different preview videos. You may have seen the Dell video, the Under Armour video, Nike, Adidas, some of the others. But this video is going to be dedicated to Schutt. And as I've said in my other videos, this year I'm doing separate ones so that you can search by brand and you can look through the brands that you like, or you can look through all of them. So with that being said, this catalog is over 100 pages. We'll be focusing on just the helmets for the most part, the face mask and the shoulder pads. I'll touch on some other things, but those are probably the most important things that you guys are interested about. This is the Schutt catalog. We'll take a look, just like in the Riddell one video, that if you've seen that, you know, they're trying to sell their helmet. They're trying to tell you why their helmets are better than the others. So this just has some quick stats that 40% of NFL players wear Schutt helmets. They have over 55% of the market share since 2011, and over 50% of NFL skill position players wear Schutt helmets. So really the helmet choices are up to you. I reviewed several of the Schutt helmets as well as other helmets from different manufacturers on my YouTube channel. Definitely check that out. So here, this just has all of the colleges that choose Schutt, or I shouldn't say all, there's some, because I know Penn State is a big one and they're not on here. And then it tells you some other things. So it says best performance with the Vengeance VTD and the Virginia Tech study, best technology, best value. So again, I reviewed the helmets. Take a look at those. This is not a review. This is just telling you what's coming out. So with that being said, I like to start these videos with just some of the technology that I'll be talking about so you know what it is I'm saying. When I talk about TPU, that is going to be thermoplastic urethane cushioning. Doesn't really matter what it stands for. Just know that it stays consistent, the impact properties across all temperatures. That's how they market it. It's going to be used in most of their adult helmets. They have different types of TPU. The orange is going to be the D3O protection, and it's a little bit softer for different types of impact, and it's something that they're going to use in their youth helmets. Essentially, D3O protects more against lower impact hits. TPU protects against higher impact hits. So at the varsity level, pro level, you're taking both low impact and high impact hits. At the youth level, you're really just taking lower impact hits because the speeds are just less. So they also have some helmets that have a hybrid of both of these. Then we'll take a look at polycarbonate, ABS plastic. Those are just different types of plastic. And then the red here is the different types of attachment systems. Again, I cover off all that in my reviews. So let's get to the helmets. This is the Vengeance VTD2. This is new for 2016. I think it may have come out already, but this is the new one. So VTD2, how that differs from the original VTD and the DTC is that this has passes the Virginia Tech study 5 stars. I think it had the highest rating on the Virginia Tech study, or I should say the best rating. The lower the rating you have on the Virginia Tech study, the better. So it had the best rating on the Virginia Tech study. And it's going to use TPU for the most part. VTD TPU cushioning, that's a separate type of TPU that has different properties from the traditional one. So Vengeance VTD2, that's a new helmet for next year. All right, they also have the Vengeance DCT and the Air Pro VTD2. The Air Pro, I reviewed that, the XP, and that's just going to be a more traditional offset, a smaller shell of a helmet, different face mask. But it's going to have the same internal workings of the VTD2, so it's going to perform very well on the Virginia Tech study. Then you have the original Air XP Pro. I reviewed that. And then you get to some of the youth helmets. So they've cut down, I didn't talk about the DNA. They don't offer that helmet anymore. And then youth helmets, they've got the Vengeance DCT. They've also got the Air XP Pro and Vengeance DCT Hybrid over here. Vengeance DCT Hybrid and the XP Hybrid. So they've got a lot of youth helmets for you guys to choose from. You've got the Recruit, XP. What are all these differences? I'm not sure. The price points are so close together. I'm not really sure, but a lot of it's going to be the internal workings. So what you can do is you can ask Schutt for this catalog if you're really into it, and look at, okay, what is more important to me. But honestly, at the youth level, what I would say is get the helmet that fits the best, and start by, if you can't try on different ones, just get the one that you like the looks of. The ones that you like the looks of, and then make sure it fits the best. Signature upgrades packages. That's going to be important. I reviewed a lot of these as well, but you guys should know what Schutt offers. First, they offer a professional package. That's a titanium face guard, quarter turn release system. That's here, so it only takes a quarter of a turn to release the face mask. Twist release system. That means you don't even have to unscrew the top. And elite hard cup chin strap. So that's going to be the top helmet. That's $130 added to the price of your helmet. Well worth it. I hardly ever say things are well worth it because it depends on you, but for $130, it makes your helmet so light, and it's definitely worth it. You get the protection and the lightness that you need. The collegiate package, titanium face guard, and hard cup chin strap, that's $110. So you don't get the twist release, or I should say you do get that, but you don't get the quarter turn release for $20. I think it's worth it. Varsity package, you just get the carbon steel face guard. That one is heavy. You don't want it even at the high school level. You don't want that. If you get a Schutt helmet, pay the extra money, even though it's a lot of money, like $100 for a face mask. Get the titanium. All right. Then it goes into the helmet fitting guide. We'll skip that. Talks about the chin cups. This is the Elite hard cup, the SC4 hard cup, and a soft cup. These are just all different colors. We're not going to get into that. Most of you aren't choosing your colors anyway. You're getting or ordering whatever color that you want for your team, or whatever team color you have. So here's the blackout kit. Every helmet manufacturer offers one. Take a closer look at this. You get the black cheek pads. You get the black rear bumper, the black front bumper, and then a black chin strap as well. So this is very cool. Does not have a price here, but it says that these are only available when you order a new helmet or you recondition a helmet. I don't think that's the case, even though it says right here. I bet if you give them a call, you can try to get one somehow. I mean, these pieces cost like $2, so they have to have it separately. It's going to be a cheaper blackout package than any of the other helmet manufacturers offer. All right, so now we're getting to face guards. These are all the standard face guards. They're all stainless steel. Only some are offered in titanium. So these are just, again, your standard ones like for your Air XP. This is a Ropo. It tells you what it means. You may have seen my face mask video. And then it highlights the yellow for what's different in the face mask versus all the others. Let you guys take a look at these names right here in case you want to write something down or take a screenshot. Alright, so what other face masks are there? These are all the Vengeance face masks. These fit all of the Vengeance helmets. Try to zoom in a little bit for you so you can see it. But there they are. So there's a lot of different face masks for the Vengeance. Then as you over here, these are the Super Pro face masks, and these ones fit all of the Air XP helmets. There's a lot of different ones. You're going to have one for kickers and punters right here. All right. These are your XL face masks. These are just going to be for your Air XP, your large helmets. Then these ones over here are going to be for your DNA. If you still have a DNA, you can still get different face masks. There they are. Zoom in a little bit for you. Alright, so these are the youth face masks. There's a lot less youth face masks, but there's still plenty of variety. You can check these out. The EGOT 2 is one of my favorite for the Vengeance to wear. Gives you a nice style, also a big visibility here, along with the eye protection. So here we go, the Youth Flex for the Youth, Air XP, and the XP hybrid helmets. More face masks. These are all for the youth DNA. And these are just different coatings that you can have on there. So it's diamond coating. If you take a look at it, you can see like the sparkles right there. These cover all of the different face mask finishes. So you can get a satin finish, which is more of like a flat semi-gloss, nickel plated, which is going to be more of like a metallic, and then the standard, which is going to be your high gloss. More custom colors, we won't get into that. We will get into shoulder pads, and this is the Air Max Flex 2.0. This is going to be their newest one. It's not new, it's just going to be one of their newest ones. Their high-end model. Obviously comes in different cuts. Here's the quarterback wide receiver, all-purpose, the flex, and the OLDL pads. The Air Max Flex is custom. It's different from the Riddell custom pads because you can't customize everything. You can only customize the color. The O2 Pro over here, I reviewed the O2, so check out my shoulder pad playlist on YouTube. This has cutouts for your actual pads for the airflow to come through, so it does not reduce any protection. Again, check out that review. Then it goes into the different styles, so you can see what they look like for each of the different models, which is really nice. They have an ad in here for Schutt Recon. This is reconditioning your uniform. Definitely just check out my video on how to wash your uniform, how to get grass stains out. I feel like that works as well. You don't need this special box over here. They have the XV HD pad, which is going to be a step down from the Air Max Flex 2.0. It's also going to come in different models, just like all the other pads. And then they have the Varsity Flex 4.0. This is the pad, and it's a cheap pad. Like if you look at this pad is 190. This pad is 250, and this pad is 300. The Air Max Flex. This, if you're a Schutt fan, this is the pad that you want to get. The Varsity Flex 4.0 is by far my favorite series of pad with the Varsity Flexes. It's the pad that I first started using. It's very lightweight, it's very durable, it's very simple. I think in the other pads, they try to force in too much technology, which makes them not comfortable. The Varsity Flex is $165. It comes in two styles, skill and all-purpose, and that's all you need. So they actually don't have a quarterback pad. If you want a quarterback, you're going to go with the skill 2.0. Again, these are the pads that you need. This over here is $140. This is $165. These are the pads. At the pro level, you can use them. At the college level, at the semi-pro level, and at the high school level. If you're saying like, hey, I want an inexpensive pad that's really good, check out the Varsity Flex 4.0 and the 2.0. Here's the youth pads, Youth Air Max Flex, Mid Flex. All right, so that's it for shoulder pads. Then they just go into some uniform stuff. They do apparel as well, protective apparel. They have pads as well. Here go the knee pads. A lot of you guys like these small knee pads. These are called the HD knee pads. They're really protective. They're small. They just cover your kneecaps, and they're $8. More pad sets. This is their new line of protective sleeves. Again, they offer them, but they may be hard to find in stores. So you may be able to order them from a catalog if you're ordering for a team or something. So jaw pads. I already covered off on the blackout package, but they do have different jaw pads. Now the thing is, a lot of you guys talked about how the jaw pads pop out. So now they've got mechanically attached jaw pads for all Schutt helmets. That's going to help them not pop out. The disadvantage here compared to Riddell is that you can't inflate them, so you actually have to buy a different size jaw pad until you find the one that fits. But they do sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes. I always want the biggest because I like a nice tight fit around my head. They sell a visor and just more chin straps, some maintenance stuff. So I'm not going to get into the rest of it. It just goes over a few of the back plates, and then it goes into just some of the things that more trainers would want to have, team owners would want to have and take a look at. So that's kind of my Schutt video. Hopefully you guys liked it. Remember again to check out all of my other 2016 football preview videos for all the gear coming out next year. And if you like my videos, remember to give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.